On page 134, there's a 3-minute technique. I want to cover that briefly. It's dealing with chords. We have blocked chords, we have broken chords, and this deals with both. The first couple of lines, there's one for each hand, they deal with blocked chords. You have the C chord, or the 1 chord in C major. Then you have a sus4 chord in C major, or actually the C sus4, the C chord and the C sus4, that applies to any key. Doesn't matter, that's independent of the key. When I say a 1 chord, that depends on what key you're in. The C sus4, it's not really any number, it's just there. And back to the C chord, then the G7 chord, or the 5-7 chord, here and here. Couple of things. Just say, oh, they're chords, I can do that, let's go on. Yeah, back up. One is, with each hand, you're pushing down 3 notes at a time in this case. Listen very carefully. Are you really getting all 3 notes down at the same time? Close isn't good enough. It's got to be at the same time. It's easier to hear on a piano if you play them higher up on the keyboard, up here, here. There, that's good. Because if they're a little off, you can hear it. You can hear one note's just a little off. So the idea is you put your hand in that position and you just lower the hand. Relax the wrist and lower the hand. Try and get them down at the same time. Not that easy to do. Same thing in the left hand. See, as you get lower on the keyboard, they get muddy, and that way you can't tell so much if it's at the same time. But if you go a little higher, you can do that. So you do these, even though the music it's written here, it doesn't matter. You can play it anywhere on the keyboard. It's the chords we're after. It's not where they are. So I can play them up here. That's what we're after. Then in the middle, they have broken chords and blocked chords. There's all kinds of patterns for broken chords. This is just one of them. I'm doing both hands at the same time. The way the music's written, you do one hand at a time. But I'm doing them both because I'm a rebel. Because I thought. Here, and then the same chords as we just did. And then the last one, it's all broken pretty much until the end. And here, again, I'm shifting weight from finger to finger, from note to note. The wrist is moving, but I let the wrist do whatever it wants. A nice loose wrist. I don't hold it still and do it. It's a nice loose wrist. Just as legato as you can. Very little effort. Let gravity do it. Just transfer weight from finger to finger. Now, as far as speed on this kind of stuff, it's up to you. I encourage you to do the scale. 1 octave up and down, the C major scale. First time you sit down to practice of a day, do that scale. At least once. Could be more than once, but at least once. And that's good enough. If you keep doing that over and over, you'll eventually get the hang of the scale. The chords, we'll get the chords quite a bit, and it's just really, in my opinion, the hard thing about the chords is the block chords. You got to get the notes down at the same time, because I'm not very good at that. So if you listen to the professionals in recordings, professional pianists, and they play block chords, many times they don't get them down at the same time. And it tells me they're not really listening because they should have. I mean, sometimes it's intentional. That's part of interpreting music. But most of the time, they should be down at the same time. So listen when you're listening to someone play. Are they really getting them down at the same time?